30 days, you're supposed to make the bracha Shehecheyanu, V'kimanu, V'giyanu, L'zman hazeh. If you love the person, you haven't heard from that person for 30 days, you might have the thought that he might have been hurt or anyway. So you say Shehecheyanu. Today I heard that the bracha is not so much recited due to the fact that, let's say if you meet 5 or 10 new people and only 2 of them you'd really want to make the bracha with all your heart, and the rest, I mean, you would make a bracha, but no, so therefore they might be feeling embarrassed that you said the Shehecheyanu upon their friend and you didn't acknowledge them as you didn't acknowledge. So therefore, out of their hearts, you kind of prevent from saying the bracha bichlal. So we're here to talk about Chanuka, B'ezrat Hashem. We all lit the menorah today, and through the past few days I was trying to remember where is the source of the oil that came through the Beis Hamikdash, right? The miracle was finding a little container of oil. Where is it from? Is there a regular oil that were produced in the process of making oil for the menorah, or it's kind of an ancient thing that the answer is that it's an ancient container that actually was held by Yaakov Avinu. When the Torah brings down that Yaakov passed the bridge of Yabok, the bridge of the pass of the river of Yabok, then he came back to take. He passed his children, his wives, and then he forgot little vessels of oil. He came back. These are the oils that were transferred later on to the Beis Hamikdash. And there's even a later source to that oil. When Noach came out of the ark, and the dove, he sent out the dove to see if the water have come down. So the Midrash, interestingly enough, brings down that the dove brought some olive from Gan Eden. It's a Midrash, and we seriously count the Midrash with everything the Midrash says. We saw that also. We saw in a few cases, several cases, that the concept of Gan Eden came down here. It's not a chidush. It's not something weird. So the dove brought some olives from Gan Eden. Noach squeezed that olive and produced oil, and that oil came further to his son Shem and Ever, who was the Gedolei Ador, the rabbis of that time, and they gave it over to our forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Yaakov gave it over to his children, and eventually it was used in the Beis Hamikdash for the miracle of Chanuka. So we lit menorah, right? Each one of us lit his menorah tonight, and the next day, and for 8 days we're going to have a festival, a celebration. Whoever's going to come to shul tomorrow will recite the Hallel. Hallel is a specific portion of prayer added to special days like Yamim Tovim, Rosh Chodesh, Purim, Chanuka. It's a big thing. It's a Yom Tev, almost a Yom Tev. So these are the 8 days of Chanuka. Each one of us lit a menorah. It says in the Sfarim, from the tzaddikim, it is brought that the light of the light that we bring down to our homes every Chanukah is a fine, pure light, spiritual light, not only a wick and a flame and a candle. There is specific holiness that comes down to our menorah, to our homes. from them that is sourced in the light that was lit in the Beis Hamikdash. It's a big opportunity to connect to that beautiful light that will come down to our homes from very high place. So who doesn't want to thank Hashem for such a beautiful Yom Tev? And so we're talking about thanking. I want to start by thanking Rabbi Gittleson for having this beautiful place expanded, so nice, so beautifully done. And well, you could have done a little guest room and get some money, you know?
That's what we had before.
So what happened? So you care more for the Chabura, for the community. Hashem, Batzlacha. Everyone should have good luck with everything you do. Rabbi and Rebbetzin and each one individual of us should have Batzlacha, Shidduchim Tovim, Refuas, Parnasa, and all the good things. We'd like to dedicate also the Shiur Refuas Evra. Evra is not so well, even though she made Aliyah. Uplift Israel, but she's having a few problems, medical problems. Evra Bat Chana, and also Bar Shapira is not so well. Also needs a refuah, Dov Aaron and Dvora, and also another Rebbetzin that is doing a tremendous job. Many of you have heard of Chaya Zvulinsky. Chaya Rivka was Yochevet Keila, also needs refuah. Hashem Yazor. שיהיה רפואה שלמה לכל חולי עמו ישראל. אז the concept of gratitude. Rabbi Nachman starts the teaching numbers 2 in the Likutei Moharan that the Yemei Chanuka are days of gratitude. These are days that we say thank you, especially in the by davening and by Birkas Hamazon. We add in the section of Moedim, of the thank you section, we add the Ala Nisim portion of the bracha. Specifically in that, the bracha of where we thank Hashem. So Chanukah are days of thanking, and the days of thanking is considered to be the world, kind of a dimension of the world to come. Rabbi Nachman also writes in another place that a person has to get himself used to live in the world to come. We're all going to get there at a certain point, Bezrat Hashem. And what are we going to do there? If we haven't trained ourselves to get used to that concept of Olam Haba, next world, we might find ourselves embarrassed. What do we do up there, upstairs? Our sages are teaching us that they Tzadikim Yoshvim, the Tzadikim sit over there, and Atroteihem Beroshehem, they have crowns over their head, or connected within their head. V'ne'enim miziv hashchina, they enjoy the splendor of the Shechina Kedosha. Simply they learn Torah. If one of you, also of any other person who would, for example, deserve a world to come, let's say a rich person who supported a lot of Torah, and so he's going to come to the world to come as well. But then if he doesn't know how to learn, or he cannot appreciate Torah, he's going to have a problem over there, because he can't learn. He can't appreciate Torah. He's going to be bored perhaps, because everybody there enjoy so therefore you have to prepare learning Torah that we can merge in the path, the place where we're going to eventually get. It's not like a surprise. We know we're going to get there, Bezrat Hashem. So we want to be prepared. So Rabbi Nachman writes that we have to prepare, make ourselves to get used to this, to the world to come. World to come, there's not going to be no eating, no drinking, no sleeping, none of any earthly desires, no attachments to any physicality. That's the world to come. Souls without a body, and here in a body, sometimes we're exposed to a lot of attractions, so to speak, of many kinds. For example, we come to that bar mitzvah party. There's a buffet from here to the end of the world, right? And then the cakes are half the way from here to the end of the world. So what do you want to do? You take your plate and you start, right? Maybe you prepare 3 days before you know what's going to come. And you start, right, piling your plate, but they, unfortunately, they don't give like big enough plates. So you have cheshbon, you're going to sit down, then you're going to reload. And so, anyways, Beseda, it's all good. We have to enjoy life. But why do we have really to get all the way to the end of satisfaction that we can say that we tasted everything? No. Leave a little bit aside, because we are instructed not to be attached to Olam Hazeh, to this world so much, but still we live here. Thank God we live here. But how do we, so, and again, Rabbeinu have a beautiful insight. You have like a plate, a portion, a fish, a meat, whatever you have, wherever it's, Rabbi Nachman כותב, שמכל, בספר המידות, the advice book, yeah? מכל מה שאוכל ושותה, ישייר קמעה. For everything you eat or drink, leave a bit on your plate which you're not going to eat that. That is my sacrifice to being more holy. I don't have to clean up the plate so it's going to be bright. Just leave some portion, and that's how I saw that Rav Koenig's children, I see that also they do the same thing. Leave a little bit of that food, a piece of the cucumber, a piece of the noodles, whatever it is that you have. Then you connect yourself to that concept. So in the world to come, in the times of Mashiach, all sacrifices are going to be cancelled. Besides one sacrifice, Korban Toda, the sacrifice of gratitude. If somebody at the times of the temple would want to say thank you Hashem for something, he would get his goat, his sheep, and climb up to the Temple Mount and give the goat, the sheep to the Kohen, and the Kohen will shech the sheep, will give out the korban, the sacrifice. He said thank you to Hashem, and Hashem accepted his sacrifice. By the time of the temple, when the altar stood and the Beis Hamikdash stood normally, when a sign that the sacrifices were accepted is that a lion of fire, a lion made of a fire in the shape of a lion, came up from Shamayim and consumed the sacrifice. So when saying thank you, that's the sacrifice we can do, we can give. It's going to be. So the concept of world to come is to thank Hashem. When you thank Hashem, and Rabbi Nachman writes over here that when you get to thank, to Lishmoya Gadol Yisborach, when you get to thank Hashem a lot, you get to know Him better, because you acknowledge many things in your life that Hashem has helped you with. And when you get to thank more, you get to know Hashem. You get to recognize Hashem's presence in your life. And when you get to connect yourself with Hashem more, because you point with your finger, here, this is Hashem did to me, and that Hashem did to me, and that Hashem did to my child, and Hashem to my friend, to my rabbit, whatever it is. We get to know La'akir Oiso Yisborach. And when we get to know Hashem more, we become closer and closer to Hashem. The more we are getting to know, to appreciate, and to recognize God more, we become closer to Him. So that's it's end of the road, Sof HaDerech, to get to know Hashem. It's the best thing in the world, to get to know Him better and better. Rav Gedalia Koenig, Rav Koenig's father, had that agenda in his life. He always yearned to know Hashem better, to know His ways, to know how He conduct His life, how he conduct His world, and how just get to know, to realize, and to give a better portion to Hashem in our lives. Another concept of Olam Haba, of the world to come, is halacha. When we learn halacha, simply the Jewish code of what to do every day, we can come out of many, many doubts. The Chazal are teaching, En lecha simcha ke'atarat hasfekot. There's no better great joy than releasing, taking care of your doubts. Doubts are, in Hebrew, the word doubt is called safek, sfekot. Safek is the same numerical value as Amalek, the hater, that nation who always wanted to pick on us and to get us, especially the weak ones. And today, we are all very weak. This is a weak generation. Our children today even they don't have that same strength that, like in few generations before, if the teacher would get a spank in the cheder or at school, the kids would know. Okay, so the Rebbe taught me a lesson. Today we're not allowed to do that. It's not going to work. Not going to make any. It's a dor halash. So today we are all a target to Amalek that wants to pull us down and to take our joy away from us, to take the simcha, to take away the what we can have. But the truth of the matter is that in a Jew's life, our life, thank God, we're all connected to Yiddishkeit. And as Rav Nachman writes, that Emunah serves as a tremendous solution. It's kind of an escape. Because when it works for you, okay, let's say when it doesn't work for you, when you have problems, you know that it's all min hashamayim. Any delay in your life, if you're not having this or that for the time, for the moment, God, hopefully, so you know that Hashem is not giving it to you because the time has not come yet. I remember when I was waiting to have children, many years, Rav Koenig, Zecher Tzadik L'Rocha, used to tell me sometimes, do you know why you don't have children? He asked me. He said, Ki Hashem lo rotze. So simple. Hashem lo rotze. For now, Ratzon Hashem for your life's agenda is not to have the children. So, okay, if Hashem doesn't want for now, I'll wait patiently until the time would come. If I'm not married yet, or if I don't have what I need, what I think I need to have, little patience. You know that Hashem is planning my life better than anybody could, better than I would have planned my life. And then you kind of become more peace-of-minded. It'll come. Not now, later. And if I'm like making it and I become the big shot of the area, becoming whatever, I'm successful or whatever. So I know that it's not my strength that gave me the ability to have that fortune or whatever it is that I have. That is also from Hashem. So I'm not becoming arrogant. I can lower myself. So living the life of Emunah is the most amazing experience in life. So also when we train ourselves to get used to thinking every day, we also will start thanking our spouses, our wives, our husbands. And again, when you get to thank them, I get to know them better. And vice versa. When I get to know them better, I can thank them again. It's like it's a win-win situation. It's like a circle that continues. The more we know, the more we can thank more. And the more we thank, we become closer. Again, take care of your shalom bayit, to realize that the partners that you live with are having a lot of, you would expect for sure more maybe, but still they're doing a lot of effort for you. And we the same, we also do this, we will be making a lot of efforts towards our partners in our life. And it's good to acknowledge, to let them know that kids also have to know that you love them. And not only they have to know you love them, they have to feel that you love them. They have to feel your hug, kvetch them, because that they feel it, they don't, okay, mommy loves me, tati loves me, because he felt it, that he gave him a strong hug that he's not going to forget, he kvetched him chazak. So it's good to keep that memory. Kids need to have physical feeling that their parents love them. And and also very simple on the practical level. When somebody gave you a present and you thank him again and again, you make a feeling. You make a feeling in that person's life that he wants to give you more. He wants to give you more and more, because the more you thank him, the more he feels good about himself, and he'll give you more and more. It's a profitable investment that you give thanks to someone, he's going to give you more. So same with Hashem, same thing. The more we thank him, the more he will give us more and more and more in our lives. One second. One more thing, when we start thinking, we realize that it will bring humility, anava, humbleness. Because when you get yourself used to thank someone, you realize that that person does not have to give it to you. People live in their life like, you owe me. Yeah, it's for sure, if I'm living with you together in the same house, then for sure you have to give me what you have to give me. Or even at work, in the office, wherever it is, your workers. When you pay your workers to do the job, then you think they owe you, right? The job, the practice that they're doing, right? They're getting paid, they need to give the best of their ability. But still, when you thank them more, they will first of all do the job happier, and you will realize that there's a concept of humans over there. It's good to thank. It's not that, I'm not sure if I'm getting the subject clear, that the more we thank someone, our expectations could become lower. And when we have lower expectations from the person, then everything is a present. Everything is a gift. But when we demand, or when we feel that that person have to give me what he's giving me, then I'm just waiting for that person to give it to me. If he's not giving it to me, then something went wrong. Then I get upset. It's not the... It's kedai to do more and more thanking to people around us and to Hashem for sure. The menorah, we light 36 candles throughout the whole festival of Chanuka. Without the shamash, right? The 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way to 8 makes 36. I was once in Los Angeles, and I was going to collect, as I'm doing for the last 30 years, for the Breslov yeshiva, and I went to a factory in Los Angeles, down Vernon. It's the industrial zone of Los Angeles. And there was a person over there. He was like tricky. He didn't want to give. It was Chanuka days, and he said to me, "Yeah, it's Chanuka, so I'm going to give you 10 times of the number of candles we light on Chanuka. So how many candles we light on Chanuka? 8. No? So I'm going to give you $80. So I said to him, no, it's not right. You said you want to give me 10 times of how many candles we light on Hanukkah? We light 36 candles on Hanukkah. So if you want to keep your word, you better give 360. No, because it's not... Again, it's not that we're playing with... I'm not playing with my donors, but if somebody's like coming with a... So, the 36 hours, when Hashem created the light, right, the first day of the creation, Hashem said, let there be light. I might have spoken about that before, but it's an interesting concept of somebody who haven't heard it. It is in the first day of creation, Hashem created the light, right? Vayehi, or let there be light. Okay, then second day, third day, and fourth day, Hashem created the sun and the moon and the stars, the meoros, which we have until today, shining through the world. So, what is that? We usually get to think that the first light that Hashem created, this is the light that we have today. No, Vayehi also there is a light, but no, we don't have that light today. This light was actually hidden, concealed, because we see today we don't have that light. We only have the light of the stars, of the moon, and the sun. So where is that light? Can you imagine? Hashem creates light. It's not like a match that you or lighter that you light. It's Hashem's light. It's not simple. And the Midrash, again, we count on the Midrashim. Midrash says that Hashem saw that the people would take advantage, the people who are not going to do the right thing, they will take advantage of that light. The Rishonim השתמשו לרעה באור הזה. So Hashem took that light and hid it, concealed it. That's until that we have today, the Or Ganuz. If you heard that, they have a competition with a wine company, the Or Ganuz, right? Versus Tzafona, right? But still, the Or Ganuz, the hidden light, were concealed somewhere. The Zohar brings down that hidden light, Or Ganuz Hazeh, is concealed in the Torah. The Mishnah, the Torah, and Adam Arishon was created on Friday morning at sunrise. And he lived, he went through the 12 days of Friday. That light was still on board. And after the sin, Shabbos came in. And Shabbos protected Adam Arishon from being punished. And the punishment was postponed until Motzei Shabbat. So the hours that light was, and by Motzei Shabbat, that light was concealed. By Saturday night, after Shabbos. So we have 36 hours of that light that Adam Rishon was able to use it, to enjoy it, to have it. This is like as a, compared, not compared, Keneged. Corresponding to the 36 lights, candles we light on Chanuka. Again, so we see that every light, every candle that we have It's just something precious, something that has value. It's not just we light the candles. Usually, people have those colorful sticks. You light them up. You finish up for 40 minutes or an hour maximum. But we try to do the oil. It's more of the oil represents the chokhmah. Remember, the Greek philosophy was, they wanted to conquer the world, not physically. They didn't want to kill us. They didn't want to hurt our bodies. They wanted to hurt our soul. Our chokhmah, our emunah. And with their philosophy, that was the battle. The nature, right? They represent nature. Versus God's Ashgacha Pratis, providence in this world. So the fight, the battle, was actually over our Emunah B'Shem. And they wanted to contaminate, to metame our Chokhmah, our wisdom, our understanding, our appreciation of our Torah. And I would say that this battle is not finished yet. Today, we are exposed to a huge brainwash of Greek philosophy. The Western society is demanding its acknowledgement. Let's see if we can ignore Coca-Cola today. No way. Let's see if we can ignore what's that car? Genesis, whatever. Let's see if we can ignore what's the huge advertisements. We cannot ignore that. But that's in the good case. What about our technology? The technology came so fast forward that we hardly keep up with the beat, with the speed of technology. And we're only people. Who are we? We're just simple people who wants to live simple life, simple family life, and that's it. Now they made us to become, I don't know, the executive, the chief executive of Macintosh at least, or you have to be so skilled. It's like again, we kind of forgot our regular place. Computers, smartphones, at home, in the office, in the bus, in the car. The phone. The phone is a very sophisticated thing. You can do a lot of things with that phone. You can check the weather. You can check the stock market. You can check the currencies. You can check I don't know whatever you name it. The Google is lebichlal. So we get to be connected to our phone to hey Google. I say hi Google, hey Google, and it becomes a major part of our life, which is really not. We can't already kind of be regular anymore. And if we wanna, I mean, it's fine. It's okay. That's the world we live in. So we have to, use it for the good, for the best, but not to be addicted. We get up in the morning with our phone. We get to the car with our phone. We get to the eating with our phone. We get to davening, mincha, mariv with our phone. We get to learn with our phone. We get to sleep with our phone. We get to get up, wake up, night, day, night. It's It's not. I don't think this is the thing that was meant for us. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't ring my bell. I don't know. Ma? Okay, beside it, it's still, we have to remember, we're Jewish. We're not like the rest of the world. We're not. We think differently. We live differently. We manage our families differently. We are conducting our business differently. We're born differently and we die differently. It's a different concept, and the world wants to wash the whole humanity, the whole globe with one thing, one size. You're all one. It's not nachon. Again, it's not true. It's not right. It's not one. We are not a part of that society. In a way we are, in a way we are not. And we have to remember that. A Jew lives above nature. We're not a part of nature. And the Greek philosophy, what they wanted to do is to make us think we're part of nature. Just check your budget, your monthly budget. If you work 8 hours, you get such and such payment for the, right? The paycheck is, but do we really live from a paycheck? None of us live from a paycheck. We live from Yeshua's Hashem. If you count your balance, your home, just your house balance, you see that you have expensive more than you have your incomes. Your formal income, you have more expensive. Where's that money coming from? Hashem helps. We are children of Avraham Avinu, and Avraham Avinu had a beautiful experience with Hashem at the covenant. Remember, Hashem promised Avraham Avinu that He's going to make his children the seeds, like the seed of the land, of the ocean, like the stars. And Avram said, "Give me a sign. I'm barren. I'm barren. My wife Sarah is barren. We can't have children. It's fact." So Hashem says, "You know what? I'm gonna." That says, which parsha is that? After Noach, I think. Hashem said to Avraham Avinu, the Torah said that Hashem took him out. Vayoytze oto hachutza. Hashem took him out of the tent, and He said, "Look at the stars. If you can count the stars, ko yezarecha, so shall be your children, your seed, your offsprings." But Rashi brings over there that Hashem not only took him out of the tent, He also took him to outer space, above the mazalot, above the zodiac, physically. And He told him, look down. The Torah uses a specific determination of the way look. The Torah uses habet. Habet is always used to describe a look from above to below. From looking up and looking down from a higher place. That's habet. There are many words to describe look. Re'eh, itbonen, istakel. But the Torah says habet means looking down. So Hashem says look down and count the stars, and I'm going to take you out of your fortune. Avram, you are a fortune teller. Yes, you saw that you cannot have children. You're right. But I'm going to add a hey to your name and a hey to Sarah's name, and now you can have children. Your luck is going to change. I'm going to change your luck, said Hashem. You're going to have children. What's the problem? So we are a part of Avraham Avinu. Each one of us we have that we have it in us. So if Avraham Avinu went up to Shamayim and changed you get up in the morning, you meet your friend at shul, says, "Nu, ma nishma, ma chadash, what's the good news?" Says nothing. Or same like yesterday. Or if he's a wise guy, he's going to say, "The time is I don't know." So you want to give him chizuk. Why? It's get some itchachus, get something new out of your life. Don't live like yesterday. So the guy tells you, or your friend, he tells you, Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon already said, En chadash tachat hashemesh. There's nothing new under the sun. What do you want? Do you want to give me chizik? You want to preach? You want to give me chassidus over here? That Tchachus, every day is a new day. Whatever. Let me live my life, the alte Shmate. So, En chadash tachat hashemesh. He brings a proof from the Shlomo HaMelech that En chadash tachat hashemesh. No, nothing is new under the sun, said Shlomo HaMelech. But he's right. Under the sun, there's nothing new. But again, we do not live under the sun. We're Jews, remember. Jews live above the sun. Like Avraham Avinu, who went up on top, above the zodiac. Not under the zodiac. We're not under the zodiac. And that we have to remember. Every time we look at our phone, remember, I'm not a part of that movement. I can use my technology to make a living. The less, the better. For sure, the less, the better. People talk about being addicted to phones. For sure, it's no joke. The less, the better. But again, we are fortunate, thank God. We're very fortunate. We have values. We have Oneg Shabbos. We have kosher food. We have the ability to conduct our mind straight because of the kosher food. It makes us think clearly. If you want to bring somebody b'tshuva and he asks you, okay, Rebbe, I'm going to do one thing. What do you want me to do? Shabbos, Shabbos candles, tefillin. What? The first step for having a kosher life for tshuva is kosher food. Because then the person stops the regression of his chokhmah. He starts thinking clearly. Jew, if he eats those things which he's not supposed to eat, will make his mind sealed, not open. So we're fortunate. We teach our children. We have to teach our children that we are fortunate. We have to teach our community how fortunate we are. Our wives and our husbands. Not every time we're on the same page. Sometimes my wife can give me the chizuk, and sometimes I can give her the chizuk. It's not always. And if me and her cannot make it right, so we go to the rabbi. The rabbi can give chizuk, and the rabbi can also get a chizuk from his rabbi, and from his rabbi, or from his rebbetzin. It doesn't matter. We all need to. We all need to be full of, again, akaras hatov. One thing really enlightened me a few days ago. I learned from a friend of mine, Shalom Dankona. He said to me about Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik was in prison, in jail. Imagine, the Egyptian prison is nothing like an easygoing thing. It's the worst prison you could ever possibly be. And he was in a position with this difficulty that came those two chief officers, one was Sarah Mashkim, one was Sarah Ofim, the baker, and the one who the wine guy of Paro. And he saw that they're not like they are yesterday. He says, what happened to you guys? Why are you not so, why aren't you happy today? So they start telling me that Pharaoh found a piece of stone in the dough, in the donut I gave him, threw me to jail, and also because I poured the wrong wine, whatever happens there. So we put it in jail. So Yosef, in spite of his situation in jail, was able to see that the people around are not so like yesterday. Something happened to them, and he came out of himself. We're all prisoned in our problems, issues, challenges, difficulties, parnasa, work, a lot of things we're challenged with. But again, maybe your friend is even in a worse situation than you. Maybe your friend needs a chizuk from you. And maybe there was one of the Chaverim in Tzfat once told me, I asked him for an advice to be b'simcha. I said, if you want advice to be b'simcha, get someone else to lift him up. If you're feeling down, go to someone else and make that person elevate them. When you elevate them, you're going to be also elevated. It's a big advice that to come out of ourselves, not to feel always concerned and depending, or I would say worried or dealing with ourselves. We're too much within ourselves. We have to break through, to break out, to see maybe someone else needs my help a little bit. There's a story, and I think that we kind of conclude soon. The story is like about someone who wanted to jump from the roof. He wanted to kill himself. He wanted to suicide, and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the roof and I'm gonna jump." So, but last thing he wanted to do when his life was hard, didn't have what to eat, whatever, his parnasa went wrong, he says, that's it. But he took an orange, and he wanted to eat an orange before he jumped. And as he peeled the orange to start eating, just last thing before he make that step, he threw the shells, the peels, downwards. And then you see that someone in the third, fourth floor is taking his orange peels and he eat them. Because the other guy has nothing to eat. So he says, okay. If there's someone else worse than me, I have at least an orange. He doesn't have even peels to eat. So that means that I can, I'm not, my situation is not the worst situation. There are people with the worst, and it's always like that. Anywhere we go, we have to remember there are people who can need our support, need our help, and we're going to elevate them, then we're going to be elevated too. So we're starting Chanuka. It's a beautiful opportunity to enjoy the Yamim Tovim, this beautiful, beautiful day. The Bnei Sascha, the Rab Tzvi Melech Medinov brings down that throughout the whole days of Yamim Noraim, from Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Hoshana Rabbah, and all the way to Zot Chanukah, to the last day of Chanukah, this tzaddik writes in his book that he realizes that there's upwards, up in Shamayim, there's a shape of a huge hand stretched out to receive those who still want to do little tshuva. If we weren't able to do tshuva all the way to Yom Kippur and Hoshana Rabbah, and we still want another chance, the chance is given all the way to Chanukah through the Zois Chanukah, which is a phenomenal day, the last day of Chanukah, when we light the 8th candle. It's especially good for Shidduchim, that last day of Chanukah. But it's good for everybody who wants to come closer and ask from Hashem, please bring me back to you. These are the times that we can enjoy the beautiful opportunity of coming back to Hashem again. So may we have all the bracha that we were able to bring down the light and to give it over to others, and with a good heart, with a good eye, and keep on continue to thank Hashem for everything He gives us. And may we be able to see all of you Be'ezrat Hashem very soon in Yerushalayim, in Beis Hamikdash, Begeula Shlema, Be'ezrat Hashem B'Yameinu. Thank you for the time.